And he's going to have one of his horses coming up in Oldsmar, Florida this weekend in the Tampa Bay Derby. That is going to be Patch Adams. It's a field of 7. He drew post position number 7. And we'll go back to the Southwest Stakes. This was his 3rd career race, and he had to come from off the pace this afternoon, Dubs. He didn't get off to the best of beginnings. It was a slight hop, a little bit of a bobble, but he was much further down the backstretch than he was in his first couple races. He's going to brush with Sandman a little bit right there. He's still plugging away. He's trying down on the inside. He didn't necessarily pack it in completely down the stretch. I think that he's going to revert back to the running style that he showed in his first couple races. Going to be right up there on the front end. Yeah, absolutely. I think Patch Adams will get a better chance to try and stick with the front markers. Taking a look at the Derby profile, just sitting there with the 4 points, 3 starts now, having that very impressive win, 2 back over at Churchill Downs, breaking the maiden in very impressive fashion, clocked quite the speed fig as well. Let's take a look at the field here for the Tampa Bay Derby. Chance McPatrick looks to be a big threat as well here, starting from that 2 spot. Flavion Pratt aboard for Chad Brown, brings on the blinkers in for Saturday and returns fresh. And he's a horse that was coming out of a disappointing performance in the FanDuel Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Your top 3 betting favorites in the FanDuel Breeders' Cup Juvenile did not run well. He was one of them. He ran a flat 6 that day. Didn't draw ideally either for a closer. He was parked in post 10 in a field of 10. He's had some hiccups and some things to overcome to get to this 3-year-old debut on Saturday. He makes the equipment change with blinkers going on. Clearly, this is going to be a starting point for them to get the ball rolling for his 3-year-old debut. And there by Flanagan Racing. Looking next door, we'll see Hill Road breaking from that 3-hole. The second runner coming in for Chad Brown in the team. Also, last out in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Came from off the pace, troubled him late, but it just wasn't enough. I mean, keep in mind, this was his U.S. debut. He's nearly last here at the top of the stretch. This was his very first race on the dirt, and he's going to come with a credible 3rd-place finish. The top 2 in this race for Bob Baffert, they ran 1-2 all the way around there. You can see him just trying and plugging away and picking up the pieces, only going to lose by maybe 4 lengths or so in the end. He's got plenty of dirt pedigree, too. He's by Quality Road, out of a dam that was solely raced in Argentina, but she was completely her best on the dirt during her racing career. This is also going to be his 3-year-old debut. Looking fantastic there as well. So this is coming up Saturday afternoon, the Tampa Bay Derby, 50 points on the line, essentially becoming a win and you're in. On the betting side of things, we've got the money back special over there at the FanDuel Racing app. So great opportunity for you players to jump in and get amongst it. I'm going to go right back to Patch Adams in here. I mean, people forget how big that win was 2 starts back. He was nearly off, just a click off the track record set by Groupie Doll in the 2012 Humana. She went 120-2. He went 120-3 in just his 2nd career start. Maybe he regressed a little bit off that effort, being lightly raced. It was only his 3rd career race. I just talked about how he ended up further back than I think he wants to be. I'll give him another opportunity to rebound in the Tampa Bay Derby. I like that. I thought Hill Road was absolutely live at a bit of a price. Return of Freshen for this one, stacking on a bit more muscle. If we can go off there at a bit of a price, I think there could be a bit of a shock coming Saturday afternoon, especially for the players looking to jump in, get amongst it late afternoon. Hill Road and Filoso there. Trifecta Super. It's going to be absolutely up in the air for a big price. You want to wager on all this action? You can wager on it through the FanDuel Racing accounts, and you can go right there, bet right now, and take advantage of our money-back special opportunities that we have on our Spendthrift Road to the Kentucky Derby. You can see it circled right there. March 8th, it's going to be the Tampa Bay Derby in Oldsmar, Florida. Make sure you opt in for this. It's so simple, but people skip it all the time. Make sure you hit that yellow button, opt in now, and take advantage of our money-back specials on our Kentucky Derby prep races as we lead you in to the first Saturday in May.